taking it kind of like a step further into understanding that people just are mirroring back those areas of ourselves that we can't see. Or they mirror back to me the parts of myself that I can't see, or the parts that I don't accept about myself. Like for example, if I have like this idea to do something, and I go and I tell somebody that's close to me that oh, this is what I want to go do. Or if I pick out an outfit that's a little risque or a little, it might not be like mainstream. Whenever I would get the comment back was, you look ridiculous in that, or you're going to look ridiculous doing that, or you are just going to make a fool out of yourself in this situation. I used to take it really personal, and then I'd be like, well, really? Do I really look that stupid? Do I really look that bad? Do I really do this? Do I really... Or, then having a fear of going through with whatever actions it was that I was so excited about, and now I'm scared to do those actions because someone just told me, well, they're all going to think that you're a fool. I realized that I was getting projected to me how that person would feel about themselves if they were in this situation. So it wasn't a matter of, I don't believe in Chrissy and I think she's going to fail. It was truly, I believe that if I took the risk that Chrissy's getting ready to go take, that I think people would view me as a fool, or would view me as being ridiculous. I view that if I was in that situation, I would be scared that I would fail or that I was inadequate. And that's truly what was being said to me. So when that got thrown out at me, at first it would sting. I don't know about y'all, but for me it stings. And I feel a little shooken. But then I discipline myself to say back, I'm sorry that you feel that if you were in my shoes that you would be a fool. But I know that I can do this, and I'm going to do it. And it's very interesting what happens with the other person, because all of a sudden they ain't got so much to say. Because they're kind of processing it. And you can see that look like, you're right, yeah, I would totally think that I would be a fool if I dressed like that, or if I acted like that, or I behaved like that. So I realized that a lot of what people were throwing on me, again, it had nothing to do with me. And it had everything to do with what they thought was possible for themselves. If you share a dream with somebody and they say, that ain't ever going to happen, you ain't ever going to do that, what they're really saying is, I don't believe that I could do it. I don't believe that I can make it happen. So if you got a new business venture that you're really excited about, and you go running out to your loved ones and say, look at this awesome thing, I'm going to make so much money, it's just going to blow up, and they just look at you and say, that ain't ever going to happen. I don't know anybody that's ever made it happen. It ain't going to happen. You ain't going to do it. You're fooling yourself. They've brainwashed you. I'd get far away from that. What they're truly, truly saying is, I don't believe that I could do it if I were you. And if we confuse that projection that they're making as a truth about ourselves, we're going to live a pretty miserable life. So I started stopping in the moment. And again, when I first started doing this, it's kind of like repeating affirmations. I don't know if you guys have ever repeated affirmations, but affirmations where you make a positive statement about something that you want to happen in your life. And some of my affirmations, whenever I'd start saying them, I'd just be like, I feel like I'm lying to myself because it seems so unreal. It's the same thing that I had to go through whenever I was switching my reactions to people or choosing my responses instead of just reacting to people. I kind of felt like it was a lie. But the more that I did it, and the more that I said it, and the more that I repeated it, the more I started to believe it. And again, the more it started becoming my second nature. And so now I'm pretty keenly aware when somebody does this stuff, because it sends out such a funky vibration that I'm not used to having in my life anymore, that it's just like, warning, 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 we got funkiness coming in. Time to make a different choice so that you can, switch your frequency so you don't have to receive this. And it's allowed me to have a lot more freedom, a lot more peace of mind, a lot more happiness, a lot more fulfillment. And it's allowed me to live my life a lot more truthful, because I'm not taking on everybody else's stuff and everybody else's stories, and I'm not trying to bend and shape and mold myself to be everything to everyone. The only way that I can be everything to everyone is if I'm always me all the time. because that's the only way I'm going to really tap into my potential. It's the only way that I'm going to unleash and uncover and unravel all those beautiful gifts that were given to me in order for me to survive on this earth. That's the truth. It's the truth that I believe. And again, like I always say, if I'm wrong, oh well. You be right, I'll be happy. You be right, I'll be fulfilled. You be right, and I will have peace of mind and joy and bliss. Because I look like this, and you look like this, and I have lots of dreams and aspirations, and I really believe that they're possible, and you don't think that anything's possible. Keep being miserable. Keep on suffering. That's your choice. I'm not responsible for your emotions. I'm only responsible for mine. I'm taking full responsibility for mine. I don't have any room to take responsibility for yours. And you live your life, I'll live my life. And where those overlap, we'll figure them out. So understanding that a lot of what gets projected is just the other person's belief system helped me to stop taking on stuff that wasn't mine. And on the same turn, again, I realized, well, if I create my reality and the people are reflecting back within me, that which I can't see for myself, then what is it that is for me? What is it that's being played out that is a lesson for me to take on? That is something for me to become more aware of for myself. So what I started doing was just really, really owning the fact that the people around me are a physical manifestation of the parts that I don't like. So when I got someone, especially the people that are close, because I'm sorry, for me, I don't know about y'all, but for me, the people that are closest to me, it stabs a little deeper. It penetrates a little harder. It's kind of easy to just shake off and be like, well, they're obviously having a bad day whenever a stranger's kind of unkind. But when someone that loves you and that you love or that I love and loves me and they're being unkind and unsupportive and saying hateful things and just, it really, really hurts me to the core of my being. Instead of being the victim of my circumstances, I started really just picturing them as a literal mirror. So if I had someone close to me looking at me like this and pointing their finger and getting all angry, I would just picture that person as a mirror. As if I'm looking in a mirror, you know how like they show on TV, like a person looking into the mirror and then the person in the mirror starts talking back or doing something different. That's what I picture. I picture like it's literally a physical manifestation of those parts that are within me. And when I started looking at it like that, instead of getting so defensive, it made my heart really, really sad. It made me sad that I would talk to me that way. Now again, it's a little bit of a mind trick, but for me it was really worth exploring. When I would just picture myself as being